some idiot man to see you. He better cool it. I know people in high places. You know what's so neat about this weekend? Because we can get together and we can be proud, regardless of where we are on specific issues, that we're all here with one common goal. As women, we're here to prove that we have the right to the human dignity and the right to choose our own destiny. And as I said at a press conference today, you have been part of that right of choice, whether you decided to be a mother and a housewife or assistant to the President of the United States. I am a person. I am a woman. I am someone who has been given an opportunity to make history with the President of the United States. Yes, I'm the first assistant. I hope I'm not the last, and I hope that it won't be too long, and maybe I won't be the only woman in the White House. And I had an opportunity to run for office. I ran for office in Rochester, New York, and I never forgot that experience. And what I want to tell you is that I have a message from the President for the women of New York State, too. Me. I may be shorter than Bella, but I never look good in hats anyway. I have somebody that I'm going to introduce. Before I do that, I want you to know what it's meant for me to be in Washington, D.C. and representing you. Every single one of you is in that White House with me. And I want to thank you for the opportunities that you gave me in the state of New York, the support you gave me when I ran for office, if you're from upstate. And if you're from downstate, that's your tough luck. I've been sitting back there so long, I got news for you. I think I lost my job. I've been out of touch from Washington. How do I know what's going on? I listened to Bella, and I thought I knew everything. Then I listened to Marianne. I realized I didn't. I come from Rochester, New York, and you've just read and heard. Yes, thank you. I bring my own people with me. I love you too, you silly people. They elected me. What do you want from me? You know what? Rochester, New York, and nobody said it here tonight. I'm a little angry about that. Susan B. Anthony made a lot of history in Rochester. That was me in my first life. See, now that I'm working for a Baptist, I don't mess around. I got born 3 times. With my luck, I had to come back as myself. Oh, hush up. What do you guys know? You're eating your heart out tonight, aren't you? I see. Go ahead. I see the only thing that keeps you on tune is that one woman behind the piano you're afraid to show. Stand up. Yay! And don't get smart with me. I know Amy Carter well. As a matter of fact, that guy looks like Grits. That's her dog. I forgot what I was supposed to do out here tonight. Oh yes, I told you Susan B. Anthony came from Rochester, but you know who else did? this person. And guess what? She went to the same high school that I did, and I had to find that out backstage tonight. Only she graduated. Well, you don't have to be smart to work with presidents. You got to be lucky. You bet. I remember when I first supported Jimmy Carter, they were trying to, collect money to have my head examined. Now I say, you all. With a Rochester accent, that isn't easy. The woman that I'm going to introduce to you is going to be something of a surprise, I suppose, to you, because it's a bit of a surprise to us to be reminded that the history of women's liberation on this continent is not exclusively a story of whites or blacks or Hispanics. The next speaker is an American Indian woman. Yeah. Tonawanda Seneca of the Iroquois Confederacy. As I told you, we both went to East High School in Rochester. I think it's neat and super that she's here tonight, and I'm very proud to introduce to you Ramona Charles.
Right. Now, that's thanks in Seneca. I was going to come out and say hello, welcome in Seneca, but with that introduction, what could I do? I was asked here mostly because it came as a surprise to many people and a lot of women that the American Indian woman is the original liberated woman. We have always been important. Although it hasn't been reported in history or the movies or TV like this. You hear the old fallacy of the squaw walking behind. We never used the term squaw, but there was a reason for this. That man was out there to protect his family and his wife and his possessions, and he had to be ready to protect them at any time. That was the reason for the woman walking behind. But here in New York State, the Iroquois Indian women, the Iroquois Indian tribes are matrilineal. You follow your mother line, you belong to your mother's clan. The women have the say. The women are the ones who put up the chiefs, and we're also the ones that can dehorn him or take away his powers. So don't ever let down the Indian women, because we've been liberated for hundreds of years. I'm very pleased to be here tonight to be able to bring that message because so many people do not realize it. And if anybody wants to talk to me afterwards, I'll be happy to talk to them. Nyawe.
Hello, I'm Hernandez, and I also want to tell you that we Puerto Rican and Hispanic women are very liberated. And in the spirit of that liberation, I also got a very marvelous new job I want to tell you about. I was recently appointed by our president, President Carter, to be Chief of Protocol of the United States for New York. And one of the glorious parts of this new job is to introduce our beautiful state to heads of state and heads of government from all over the world. I have only been in office for 6 weeks, but I don't think I need great diplomatic enlightenment or experience to introduce to you the very wonderful and unique artist that I have the pleasure, and we all have the pleasure of hearing tonight. Her name is Sirat Golden, and she is the director of the East Side Theater Arts. And this is a wonderful nonprofit community-based group in New York City, in Manhattan's Lower East Side. Besides all this community impact, Sirat is an accomplished opera singer, fluent in 12 languages. Tonight, she will sing for us Un Bel Dia, a fine day from Madame Butterfly. So, Sirat Golden.
Thank you, Sirat. Wasn't that just beautiful? I'm Esther Twentyman, a county legislator from Cortland County, wife of a dairy farmer, and a mother of 4. In 1973, I was Mother of the Year for New York State. I spent 17 rewarding years working for the New York State Fair, the last 4 as Director of Women's Activities. Recently, I was named the first woman member of a board of directors of the First National Bank of Cortland. Thank you. Enough about myself. Now I would like to introduce you to another hostess, Ruth Begun. Ruth is a system analyst with the Equitable Life Assurance Society. She has also been very active with the New York Metropolitan Chapter of the National Paraplegia Foundation. She is both a legislative chairperson and a board member. Recently, she was appointed to Community Planning Board number 2 in Manhattan. Ruth.
I would like to commend this assembly of women for recognizing that people with disabilities have the right to be integrated into the mainstream of life. And perhaps for the very first time, including disabled women in all facets of the plans for this meeting. Thank you. I'd like to introduce our next performers, who are Gretchen, Crier, and Nancy Ford. Crier and Ford have been writing together for over a decade. Their off-Broadway musical, The Last Sweet Days of Isaac, won an Obie Award. Just recently, in 1974, they began performing as a singing team, and since then, their album, Crier and Ford, has been recorded by RCA. Their music and lyrics capture their lives, portraits of their past, visions of their future achieved through a gently ironic and always human touch. Gretchen, Crier, and Nancy Ford.
Michael